A deer hunter quietly entered the woods adjacent to Highway 319 on Friday, October 28th, 2022. It was almost a year to the date. Another man, Don Hightower, found himself in the exact same woods under very different circumstances. Don spent the day at his son's home watching college football. When the game wrapped up that featured his beloved Georgia Bulldogs against the Florida Gators, Don headed to his sister's for a spell. After a while of catching up, Don said he was tired, not feeling well, and was going to head home. She lived in Wrightsville, Johnson County, Georgia, less than a mile down the road from his home. Most accidents happen within a few miles from home, and Don's was no different. He was to call his sister when he got home. Leading up to the visit, the week before, his family noticed Don seemed off and brought him to an area hospital for an evaluation that included blood work. Don must have been given something, or he was able to catch up on some sleep, was better hydrated, and had some nourishing meals, as his family felt his health was improving. I can't help but wonder if what his family witnessed his final day was terminal lucidity. The only thing that really mattered, though, was that they were able to spend it with him. A win, just like his beloved Georgia Bulldogs earlier in the day. Don may have been tired and under the weather, but he had to have been in good spirits on his way home. His team won 34-7, and he was able to see his family. How much better can life get? The 2021 Georgia Bulldogs football team went on to end their season with 14 wins and 1 loss. They won the national championships, and the 14 wins by the Bulldogs set the record for the most wins in a single season in school history. Don won, spending the day with as many loved ones as possible, ending his day with his version of a quarterback sneak, staying close to his family. We wouldn't have learned that, though, until another person quietly walked through the woods and came upon a site that dozens of teams, comprised of hundreds of people, searched for. They utilized every tool available to them. Many, including myself, believed he had to be in water somewhere. Instead, his car, a gold 2003 Toyota Camry, was nestled in the woods, its gold color helping it to blend into the natural surroundings. A hunter out looking for a prized deer called emergency services and summoned them to this secluded spot. The license plates, AKE 9780, discovered just a few days before the 1-year anniversary of Don Hightower's October 30th, 2021 disappearance, confirmed his vehicle was found and that Don had to be somewhere close. Did he try to walk home or back to his sister's? At daybreak on Saturday, October 29th, 2022, search and recovery personnel methodically canvassed the area until they discovered where Don had taken his final steps, settled in, and reminisced about all the things he loved in life, all the who's he lived for, and the who's he'd see again soon. While I'm just an average Jane, I want to thank all the public safety personnel and volunteers who looked for Don, and especially the hunter who found the greatest gift Don's family could ever receive, especially coming into a holiday season. To Don's family and friends, I am so sorry for your loss, and I pray that you feel the embrace of our community holding you as you start the next chapters in your life. To Don, while I only got to know you through your family and friends, you're helping me become a better version of myself, and for that, I am truly grateful. For as long as those who know you, your spirit, you are directly touching lives. So I live in Florida. I live in Minnesota, and we had our first snowfall last night. We got about 6 inches where I'm at. I would like to encourage you to create an emergency kit for your vehicle. Some of these may or may not have helped Don, and you'll need to customize it to where you live. First would be wool blankets, mittens, socks, hats, and thermal underwear. Flashlight, assortment of batteries, the type that will fit into the battery, as well as other electronic devices, and a battery bank for your cell phone. You may need to bring that in and out with you on a daily basis. I would also get a portable battery that has jumper cables, so you do not need to wait for a AAA or a passing motorist to lend you their car battery. A first aid kit that includes precision tweezers, gauze, antiseptic wipes and cleaners, bandages, everything. Bottled water, about a quarter of it drained out, so the water will have room to expand and freeze without exploding. A multi-tool, reflective warning triangles. Where I live in Minnesota, I use the -35 below windshield cleaner. I keep some in my car in case I run out while I'm driving. A bag of sand or kitty litter. In a pinch, if your car gets stuck and you don't have kitty litter or sand, you can put your floor mats underneath the tires and get traction that way. A collapsible shovel, toe strap, hand warmers, winter boots, a sleeping bag for an extended period of time, duct tape. It can help hold a vehicle together. You can also light the duct tape on fire to create a bigger fire, some sense of warmth that you can create. A rain poncho and or a tarp to create a little tent or microdome for surviving the night. Non-perishable, high-energy food such as nuts, granola bars, dried fruit, nut butters, and hard candy, something that will lift your spirits and just get you through to the next day. A lighter, box of matches, a ferro rod, whatever you feel comfortable with to create fire. If you do get a ferro rod, be sure to chisel off the black coating that is on it. It's pretty thin, it's easy to get off, but you just want to make sure it's done before you use it so you're not expending precious calories trying to get that off and get a fire going when your hands are probably going to feel pretty raw from the cold. I'd also encourage you to pack some spare change in cash, a compass, and paper maps. Paper maps you can burn if absolutely necessary. Scissors, 550 paracord, the cordage you can use to put your vehicle together, to tie things to your clothing, your belt loops, to hang up a tarp or rain poncho for warmth overnight. A folding knife and a fixed blade knife. A full tang one is even better. A small hatchet or an axe to cut down either a tree or some branches to create the fire. Don may not have needed all these, but he would have needed some of them. It is comforting that he had on a sweatsuit in what I believe was his final pictures at the gas station that day. But just in case you don't have anything with you because you're only going a mile or two, you'll have some peace of mind. Your family and friends will have some peace of mind knowing that you have that available. If you're still here, what you're seeing is Highway 319 at the border or intersection, whatever you'd like to call it, of Lawrence County and Johnson County, where they both lived, Don and his sister. This is the section that is north of Lawrence County. It's a 1 mile stretch. On the first part that you're seeing is the western side, which I believe is the side of the road his car probably went into. but he could have also swerved into the opposite side, the eastern side of the road, and that part is coming up here in the second half of the video. I debated putting this on there. I'm still not sure if it's the right thing to do, but I can always edit it out later if needed. So I'm looking along the side of the road for where his car could have gone into the woods. This section right here being one of them. I can see the holes. I can't tell if these are shadows from the trees, those two little green trees there, or if they were imprints from his tires. If I could find out where his car went in, I was curious to see if I could see his vehicle from the road. I'm thinking I probably couldn't, because if you look at the grass here along the road, it was cut fairly recently. And I would think the person who is cutting the sides of the roads here with the grass and hay and everything, that they may have seen Don's vehicle while the grass was being cut. They didn't, so I'm thinking he's further into the woods, or if he was behind some evergreens maybe, and that blocked their view to his car, or Don may have turned onto that dirt road. I think it's numbered 4. Otherwise, he was on the paved road here. Yeah, so I was wondering if I could see Don's car from the road. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that he was able to spend his time with his family.